Hetepu, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, Haru Nefer. This is Kasank Ma Keparu with another broadcast for you. And today I want to talk to you about the secret of the pineal gland. But before I get into that, I want you to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if it's your first time watching, and consider sharing it with friends and family so we can get this revolution started. So I got a lot to cover for you today, so stay with me because this is going to start one way and lead to another direction, and I don't want this to be a long video. But first and foremost, I want you to understand what I've always been preaching on my channel is that the wars that we see on the planet, racism, sexism, these are all constructed conflicts. In fact, I was watching Star Trek today, and they had one episode where the Klingons and Captain Kirk and his crew were fighting each other, and the fight was orchestrated by this alien entity on the Enterprise that they couldn't see. So the alien entity took away their phasers and gave them these swords just so they couldn't really kill each other, but they can injure each other. And the alien entity would heal them and they would come back and fight again. So you could get stabbed with the sword, you would be healed, and you come back another day to fight. So the fight raged on and on and on the Enterprise until Kirk realized there's something on this ship that is a hidden hand which is orchestrating this conflict. And then the Klingons realized he was right, and then they actually saw the alien, and then when they started to laugh and get jovial is when the alien left and realized he could no longer manipulate them. So what am I saying? The wars, everything you see on this planet that is causing so much strife, the hunger, starvation, like I said, the racism, the sexism, these were created to cause this massive conflict and the deprivation that we see on a mass scale by the ruling elite. They are the hidden hand watching all of this go on. They've orchestrated all of this. Now, there is proof of this in the high science that our ancestors left for us. And if we go back to antiquity and we research all of this, we will see that modern scientists who are now discovering things are awakening to the truth of the matter is that we don't have to have wars on this planet. We don't have to have terrorism. You know, we don't have to have fighting. We don't have to have racism. We don't have to have any of these things. And the basis of all this is what I'm going to give you is that if you go back to ancient Kemet, Egypt, you'll see where our ancestors left the hidden secret. And that is the all-seeing eye of Osir. If you look at the all-seeing eye of Osir, or what some call the third eye, that gives you a little glimpse into the secret of what's going on. Now, the third eye is what we are referring to. Really, we should be referring to the pineal gland, because that's what the third eye is, your pineal gland. And your pineal gland basically secretes a chemical known as DMT. Now, what is DMT? They call it the spirit molecule, or hallucinogenic chemical, but really its name is dimethyltryptamine. Okay. Now, what this does, this is found in plants, and actually, our ancestors in Ecuador have been using this for about 5,000 years. So this is nothing new. And those who have taken this medicine in have had alternate dimension experiences. What does that mean? They've gone to different dimensions, met interdimensional beings or aliens, and they've had contact with them, and the feeling and euphoria that they felt coming away from the experience, which only lasts about 5 to 15 minutes, they said they felt a sense of oneness with all and love with all. And although they were there for 15 minutes, it felt like hours or even days. And this is because they bridged the space-time continuum. They're in the right brain, or the chemical DMT is being secreted to the pineal gland, and therefore that is directly connected to the right brain, which is non-linear. So you're not experiencing linear space-time. It's non-linear. So you connect to the right brain. The right brain is what? Holistic. It seeks to congregate. It's congregative. And it brings things together. It sees how things are connected and interdependent, where the left brain sees how things are separated. So if the pineal gland is working through the chemical of DMT with the right brain, you can understand how you are crossing that bridge into different dimensions and communicating with these spirits or interdimensional beings. And there are scientists who are doing real studies into this. So what's going on with this constructive conflict? So the ruling elite are fully aware that the pineal gland secretes DMT. They say that they only discovered this in 2015, and they discovered in 2014 they discovered that rodents were secreting through their pineal gland the DMT. But they've known this for many, many, many years, which is why you have what? Fluoride in your water and in your toothpaste. So the pineal gland is attracted to fluoride, and what the fluoride does is it calcifies the pineal gland and makes it useless, so that it does not secrete the DMT spirit molecule, so that you can't cross over into that nonlinear space-time continuum and experience the oneness of all, going beyond race, sex, going beyond nationality. You can't experience that. So then what happens? You get trapped in left brain segregative thinking, where everything to you is outside of yourself, is individualized, it's subject to time and space. Do you understand what I mean? So now let's take this a bit further. There was a scientist by the name of John Hegelian, and he did this experiment where in Jerusalem he took 1,000 people and they meditated. They meditated because when you meditate, it also activates the third eye, pineal gland, to secrete a bit of DMT. DMT is a natural substance that is in plants, and it's in you. So when you are meditating, you're tapping into that. So he had these 1,000 people who were meditating, and they meditated upon world peace. So what happened in Jerusalem? They saw a dramatic decline in terrorism. A dramatic decline in terrorism. But, you know, okay, so you want to say, well, that was just one isolated experiment. Let's go further. There was another doctor by the name of Dr. Jose Delgado, and he did an experiment with two bulls. They put two bulls in his ring with thousands of people watching, and the two bulls were fighting each other. They were clashing. So he put I think electrodes on their heads, and then he gave a suggestion mentally to them, and the bulls received it. The suggestion was that, I believe it was, peace is better than violence. And what they found was the bulls stopped fighting. They stopped clashing. And so you know for certainty that the conflicts that are caused on this planet, the wars, the racism, the xenophobia, all of this is caused by a hidden hand, a group of individuals who are behind the scenes orchestrating, manipulating the conflicts, because this is not natural to us. If we are secreting the spirit molecule, DMT, which they've made illegal now, then put fluoride in the water so that it calcifies and it cannot be used. What is this telling you? This is telling you someone is creating the conflict, making it happen, and feeding off of this, such as the case in that episode of Star Trek where that entity, that alien, was feeding off the violence between Kirk and the Klingons. So what I'm telling you, all of you, that what you're seeing around us in terms of being polarized in left brain, in terms of the ongoing wars, the starvation, in terms of how this racism, this white supremacy has put this planet in a type of prison and retarded our progress, because the left brain is trapped in only things that it can see, hear, feel, and taste. It can't fathom the metaphysical. It doesn't look at nonlinear solutions. It can only think in terms of Cartesian logic, one-to-one correlation. You hit me, I hit you back. That's the only way the left brain can think. It can't think like the right brain, where if you hit me, the right brain says, sit down and meditate, see you and the other individual as one, and watch their behavior change. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm pleading with you to understand this. Our solution is not from protesting. Our solution is not to get into politics. Our solution is not to become economically empowered so that we have billions of dollars like a Bill Gates or somebody, so that we can push our views on the world, because George Soros is already trying to do that, okay? The solution lies in going back to antiquity, going back to our elders, our ancestors, and the wisdom and the knowledge that they held. Many people are going on spiritual journeys to work with the medicine and the shaman, ayahuasca, which a chief component in ayahuasca is DMT. And people who are working with that medicine in South America are having these out-of-body, out-of-worldly experiences. They're talking about mechanical turtles. They're talking about beings that seem so real. And many scientists experimenting with DMT and ayahuasca are saying that these are not hallucinations. The evidence is leading more and more that the experiences that these individuals are having are with real entities. But this is what our ancestors have been talking about all along. Our ancestors have been saying that there is another realm, a spirit realm or another dimension where beings exist that can help us in ascending to the next level of our so-called evolution. So anyway, I want you to think about everything I said. And I hope this has made a real impact on you, because we don't need to live this way. You know, we don't need to live with partisan politics, voting in a president that starts wars every time, with police brutality, you know, civil wars, coups of nations. Peace can reign on this planet if we start to practice the ways of yesteryear, and not these modern Western religions, which are all left brain and designed to take the power away from you. Because most of these religions, Catholicism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, all preach that meditations and different interdimensional realms are evil and they're of Satan. This is what they teach, because they want to keep you away from that and lock you into left brain thinking and keep the world in conflict. So anyway, I hope you like this message. If you have, please hit the like button. I also want you to subscribe to the channel, and please download the Rape Culture Report. It's a free ebook that you can download today, or the Osiris Report. That's another free ebook that I created, and that has similar information, deep information that could awaken you and take us into fifth dimensional ascension. This is Kasak Ma Keparu, son of Ma'at and Amin Ra.